Well, I can get by. I'm sorry I'm eating. I just have to get some sugar in my system. All right, let's do this. I hope that everyone's having a good Sunday. I hope that the audio and video and everything else is working currently. I wonder how much this will break the freaking thing if I try and see if the stream is working. Try and see if the okay. Seems like it is. Don't know if the there we go. I guess it didn't freeze up. So I'm trying something different now, where I basically have the stream coming off of my phone, going into OBS, and then that's going into YouTube. So the audio is probably still a bit patchy because that is currently just the laptop microphone. Because quite honestly, I was supposed to test everything out earlier in the week, like Wednesday or something like that, but I didn't get to doing that, and I only ended up basically getting everything started today, which is not ideal. So in the future, I'm going to try and get the audio on a separate mic or onto the phone. But yeah, hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Just waiting for a couple people to show up. I'll get to work. Basically, the idea is Johnny's bass looks like this. This is the fretboard for it. So 5-string fretless bass that's going to have LED frets or fret lines, which is, it's been a royal pain, to say the least. And hopefully I can now get this all sorted, because it has not been an easy road to this point. It's actually been really, really difficult in the sense of I've made some poor decisions when it's come to a couple of the methods that I've used so far. The resin I've used, the epoxy, I've had to do that maybe 3-4 times. Before that, already the problems were that my Dremel multi-tool thing wouldn't really carve out all the channels and everything else, so that was proving to be difficult. Now it seems I'm having difficulties opening freaking super glue. So instead, I'm just going to open up the first pack, because I don't have the patience right now. Alright. So the name of the game here is this sort of wiring, where on the longer frets I need to have 2 LEDs to make the whole thing light up. every single LED has a resistor, and then on the lower end of the spectrum, I'm going to have bigger LEDs, but just a single one. So these are the two that I have to work with, a 3mm and a 5mm. Try and get those a bit closer to the camera so you can see. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working with. And yeah, it is going to be a pain, certainly, because I don't exactly enjoy electronics and wiring all that much. I've learned to like them a little bit more nowadays, but we're still not best of friends, so to speak. So I guess first things first, just starting to put these in place. Basically what I'm gonna try and do is do all the negatives first, then do the positives, and that should work fairly okay. Alright. Yeah. Now that I know what I'm doing, it's going to get easier the more I do it, but right now I'm just a little hesitant about it. Of course I am. Don't want to screw this up. How's the camera? Is the camera okay? Wonder if I want to have that be a little bit more inward. Essentially, not have it be quite so much at the end. Maybe that's a good way to do it. This is really fiddly stuff. And yeah, tedious. Yeah, okay. Put that in there. I think I'm just gonna start by placing the LEDs and then work on connecting everything. That sits in pretty nice. I just wish I had some super glue accelerant. That would make this 10 times easier. Just wondering whether I should bring the camera closer. It's a matter of I don't know exactly how I would do that. I need to get myself a proper tripod for my phone. There. Brought it at least a little bit closer now. But I bet you still probably can't see at all what I'm doing. Okay. Good. Now, in a second here, I'm gonna test already or run a little test so that I know that these two frets will work. The thing that I'm least looking forward to is the 12th fret emblem, because that's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 LEDs on it. So I just need to be careful, make sure I get all my connections right. Fortunately, I made my wiring diagram, so that's the diagram once again for anybody who missed it the first time around. So every single LED has a resistor to it. Bring it a little bit closer as well. So there. Looks ominous, but hopefully it won't be quite that bad. Okay. Let's conjoin these two. Now, what I need to figure out is running the positive, running the other side. I've lost track of which one's positive, which one's negative. Just a quick check. This is me literally doing electronics, trying to figure out things. All right. Okay. So essentially, what I want to do is now run this in between. So pre-solder the wire. I'm going to keep those really short. The reason why I'm just a little bit paranoid about this sort of stuff is because I have put LEDs in a fretboard before, but they ended up short-circuiting because frankly I didn't know what I was doing back then. Fortunately, I've smartened up a little bit since then. At least I think so. For the time being, I'm going to use this. Battery pack to kind of be the end point, but now not pretty, but it should work. Then I need to do the same thing for the negative. Now, I have left the negatives now a little bit too short in my opinion, so I need to lengthen those ever so slightly. Hey, how's everybody's Sunday going? Oh, says I'm unable to connect to chat. I wonder if it's been breaking down somewhat. Because if I've been missing your comments, I'm very sorry about that. I have not been doing that on purpose. Let's see. Comments. Very sorry about that. Okay. Nothing in the comments as of yet. Okay. There, I just moved my chat to a separate window, so it works a bit better. Right, so I don't have any more of those, I don't think. So I need to figure out something else. I guess I'll just use the black wire. Oh yeah, be sure that if you are actually watching this after the stream has ended, still feel free to leave comments. Like down below and subscribe to see more. Because this is something that I'm going to be doing for the time being. Weekly. Because as much as I would love to make videos, I want to make them better quality than what they currently are. And to do that, I need time to edit. Immediately put that the wrong way around. Alright, let's see if this works. Now, myself and any type of soldering have not always gotten along all that well. But getting better at it. The thing that I'm most worried about is making sure that none of these connections are proud at all from the fretboard or the underside of the fretboard, because that would inevitably make my life so much more difficult when it comes to, well, flattening the fretboard and joining it with the neck. That connection will have to definitely go. Alright, now I am going to put in the next little bit, and then we'll actually be good to test if any of this works. Now, anybody who loves wiring is probably screaming at anybody who, well, I should say anybody who loves wiring and watching the stream right now is probably yelling at me so much for a bunch of different mistakes that I'm inevitably doing. But, yeah. Like I said, not my forte. Ooh, so close. Need to make sure that that connection is, in fact, going far enough so I don't run into any trouble further down the line. So anybody joining into the stream right now, I am working on, he just changed his name, Rotting Machine, used to be known as Johnny Grinds. So working on his bass, or the fretboard of it, which is a fretless fretboard with LED fret markers. Now what that means is I've had to pretty much almost entirely excavate the bottom of the fretboard in order to make room for all the LEDs. And we're about to get to the point where we test out whether the last two frets work. I need to get a new tip for my soldering iron. It is pretty gnarly. I just never seem to get around to it. Now this is the tricky bit, because I need to conjoin the negative wire in between here and here without touching the positive in the middle. Now, if I had some more faith in my skills, and if I had some proper sized heat shrink, I would heat shrink that midpoint down. But as it looks right about now, I don't have any applicable heat shrink for that. Or do I? Let's see. I have little small strands. Technically, none of this has to be the same color because, well, it's underneath the fretboard. It'd be nice, but it doesn't need to be. Technically, I could heat shrink that part up. Or half heat shrink because it's already in place. I could, you know, desolder it, but what I'm going to do instead is just put a little bit of this on top of there and more or less kind of melt it in place. Melted a bit too quick. Alright, let's try this again. Now if I had some small tweezers, it would be really easy. Well, not real easy, it would be a lot easier. Now, whether or not that holds up, we'll find out shortly. This. Nope. This. Getting close to the first test here, guys, so bear with me. Always pre-solder your wire. Now, always pre-solder your wire. Remember, don't hold it in your fingers because it gets hot. Yeah, I am too. I'm just also slightly terrified of what if it doesn't work. But then again, if it doesn't work right now, it's not that big a deal because I can easily fix it. I'm only joined up 4 LEDs. Ooh, that's close. Alright, joining one more wire, and then we are good for the test. Alright. Now before I'm going to test anything, I'm just going to show you a close-up of what it is that I've been doing. So essentially, that is the sort of circuit that I'm doing for each one of these frets. I am at UTC +3 or GMT +3, which is the Finnish time zone, or Helsinki time zone currently. And it is 5:30 p.m. I asked about what time to do these streams on Instagram, and most people that answered were European time zones, and it was around the 5 and 6 period. And this is probably the best time that I can do it. It really sucks because a lot of my viewers are in the States, but if I'm doing live streams, I have a very hard time doing it at a time when people are going to be actually live and watching, which, you know, kind of blows, because of course I would want to. So lights work, and this is my issue. So the diffusion of the frets is not the greatest, so that's something that I will need to work out, because right now I'm getting about that much, and that is a little too little. I wonder if it shows up if I turn the light off. Draw the curtains a bit. So as if playing on a dark stage, right? This is what it would pretty much look like. Just waiting for the stream to catch up. Okay, well the stream isn't really showing it being too dark in here, but yeah. It's better in real life, but there's still things that need fixing. But at least all my joints are looking good. The previous issue I had with the first one that I did was the battery pack always kind of exploding on me. So that's why I'm kind of seeing that the battery is not warm. So that's good. Now, the circuit isn't actually going to go like this, because the circuit is going to have a button in the middle. So let's test out the button's functionality. Just looking at the stream and looking at all the solder fumes coming right up against my face. It's, you know, thank God I don't smoke. Now let's see. There's on, ground. Wonder if I have any kind of no. Don't have any wiring diagrams for this. Well, there's the positive. Okay. So do I stick it through both? Let's see what happens. Actually, it should be just fine enough if I do this, right? This is the part where any type of electrical engineers watching this would be screaming at me. What are you doing? That's not how you do it. Well, I don't know. This is not what I do. I'm a freaking carpenter. Don't know electronics. Although as a luthier, I should know electronics better than I do. Always reminded of an instance where Sam from Crimson Guitars was adamant on teaching me why wires connect, or how to figure out why wires connect in a certain way. Whereas all I wanted to know was which way do I put the pickup in, because it was a P90, and it's, you know, symmetrical. Are the wires going to be pointing up or pointing down? And the only answer he was giving me was trying to explain why the wires point up or why they point down and why they work the way they do. I don't care. I just want it to work. I want to know how to install it. That might be a little naive of me, stupid of me, not to really care that much, but I don't, kind of the same way where it's computers. I don't understand how they work. I don't care how they work. All I know is I know how to work them. Now. Ah! It works. The LED on the button is really faint, which is really nice because it's not drawing attention away from the actual LEDs at all. But it turns on accordingly. Dude, that's awesome. Okay. I'm excited about how this is going. I'm almost taking the battery out just so I don't drain it for whatever reason. Alright, cool. So the first two LEDs work. They're roughly flush with the fretboard there. So that's always a bonus. Clean this up so I don't dent the fretboard. Alright, now those 4 LEDs only took me way too long. There's still plenty to do. Yeah, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the the way that the light refracts, because right now it isn't working the way I want it to. I don't know whether it's the LEDs not being powerful enough, or what. I have a feeling though that it's just the epoxy is not shining the light through enough. So it's not actually diffusing the light at all, it's more blocking it. So that's not cool. That's something that needs to be figured out. Yeah, I kind of I'm hoping for the same sort of thing. I can test it with this piece right now, where if I can join these just real quick. Oh yeah, for viewers, if you don't know what I'm responding to, FB Jefferson was just saying that maybe when it's on the neck, the light has less place to go. It will help, meaning that the light doesn't escape from the back of the fretboard as it is right now. That basically it is only directional in one way. But now if I put this on here, I mean, it looks alright from, in real life, but I think think that the worst case scenario is that I need to actually get rid of the epoxy that I have in right now and replace that with clear epoxy. Because if I leave it open like it is here, that's just going to fill up with glue, and that's definitely not the way to go. So I need to fill that up anyway. It's just a shame that I've had to do it in this way. But basically, what I'm thinking about right now is, should I get all the LEDs in place and see how it looks, or get rid of the excess resin? In the hopes that it will actually dissipate the light a little bit better. The thing is that this would have been fine had I started to do this completely differently than what I'm doing. If I had been smart about it from the very get-go, done proper tests before doing this sort of thing, it would have been a bit better. But now I need to figure out a way of basically making it work. Yeah. I'll get it sorted one way or another. Oh, yeah. Should unplug this. But yeah, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do before going ahead too far. Because then if I do too much work that I have to undo, then that's just gonna be a royal pain. And yeah, I could just run some sort of wire or bar going across the entirety of the neck or the fretboard on both sides. But crap. I don't have any material like that right now for me to do such things. Oh, no wonder. Move. Oh, okay. See, I thought that on camera it didn't really show that much. But if it looks good on camera, then that makes me feel a little bit better about the whole fact. It's just, I guess, also a matter of I want it to look a certain way. And because it's not looking like that, I want to kind of get as close to the ideal. But I mean, be that as it may, the ideal way of doing this, or the end result that I would want out of this, would have required me to do this completely differently than basically what I'm doing right now. So, to that end, shouldn't gripe quite so much. Am I a perfectionist? Yes, I am a perfectionist. That admittedly does play a part in this quite a lot. When it boils down to it, I'm also very much a case of being my own worst critic. So in that sense, I'm very unforgiving toward myself and the things that I do. Alright, with 4 minutes left in the stream, I'm going to try and finish up this last bit here. And then we're going to do the final test. Well, not final test, but final test of the string. The nice thing is that doing more of this is actually granting me much quicker results as I learn how to do separate stages quicker and more efficiently. The first two are always somewhat troublesome because you're still trying to get into the groove of working on something new. But the more and more you work on it, the faster and more efficient things tend to get. And I just need one more wire to connect the dots. So from there, to there. All right. So, last test of the stream. I don't need to pull it down all that way. So now, 3 frets in, and that's what things look like. Bring it a bit closer to the camera so you can see. And at the top, I still need to fill in these gaps, but at the top, you'll have the side dots as well, like so. But yeah, 3 down and a hell of a lot more to go. Just notice that you can't really see the side dots there all that much, but yeah, there we are. Thank you for joining in on this little stream. Still plenty more to go, and who knows, I might do an extra stream of me working on this a little bit more at some point. But at least next week there will be a new video or stream. Haven't decided which one just yet. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And this will be up as VOD shortly, or probably tomorrow if it takes a while. Thanks for watching. Hit like, comment down below. Let me know what you thought, what I should do when it comes to the diffusion of the LEDs, because I do need some help there. And yeah, check back next week for more. Thanks, guys. And I will definitely keep up the somewhat good work. Alright. Bye. It's going to take me forever to end the stream, but here we go. Ending the stream now.